Other than Mr. Depp, did you see anyone causing any damage or knocking anything down in any of the penthouses on May 21st, 2016?
No.
And did you see Mr. Depp knocking things down?
Yes.
Does this picture fairly and accurately describe something that you observed on May 21st, 2016?
Yes.
Okay. Can you describe, did you see any injuries on Amber on May 21st, 2016?
Just a swollen, like red swollen cheek.
Let's pull up the May 21st, 2016 ALH 7077, please. And while he's doing that, did you, I know we talked about pictures of damage in the penthouses. Did you take pictures of Miss Heard that evening?
I don't remember if it was me or Josh.
Were you present when pictures were taken of Miss Heard on May 21st, 2016?
Yes.
Does this picture fairly and accurately reflect observations you made of Miss Heard on May 21st, 2016?
Yes.
42 is up.
What is this picture, Ms. Pennington?
This is Amber's face. It's red. The right cheek. Left.
Does this fairly and accurately depict Miss Heard's condition that you observed that evening?
Yes.
Can you pull up 7083, please? What is this picture of?
This is Amber's face turned at a slight profile. Her eye is red and bruised. The side, the side brow, temple, and cheekbone.
Does this fairly and accurately depict Miss Heard's condition that you witnessed on May 21st, 2016?
Yes.
And were you present when police arrived?
Yes.
Were there two sets of police officers?
Yes.
And what penthouse did they come in?
Penthouse 3 both times.
How close were you to the police officer?
In the same room.
Okay. Could you see damage that he had caused while you were standing there when the police officers were present?
Yes.
Did you ever hear Miss Heard say, express any financial motivations for wanting to remain in this relationship with Mr. Depp?
No.
Did Miss Heard ever express that if she went public against with what happened on May 21st, 2016, that she stood to gain financially from doing so?
No.
Now, at some point after May 21st, 2016, Ms. Heard filed for divorce from Mr. Depp, right?
Correct.
And at some point she filed for a domestic violence restraining order against him. Is that right?
Yes.
And I'm going to I'm going to come back to that line of questioning in a second, but before I forget, you mentioned Jerry and Sean Bett on the night of May 21st, right? Was there a space in the floor of the ECB where they would wait for Mr. Depp when he was in one of the penthouses?
Yes.
And what was that space?
We called it the guard shack, and it was a vestibule separate from the penthouses, except that a door from the vestibule also connected to the door of the patio of PH5.
Was the okay? Was it if someone were in the vestibule or the guard shack, as you called it, would they have seen you go into penthouse 3 when Amber requested that you do so?
No.
Did you see Jerry or Sean or any security guards when you entered penthouse 3 that evening?
No.
Okay. Going back to the domestic violence restraining order, did you accompany Ms. Heard to court when she got that order?
Yes.
I'd like you to pull up, please, May 2016, Court Pennington 1292, please. And while he's doing that, do you know if Ms. Heard wore any makeup that morning?
I don't remember seeing her put on any makeup.
Was that rare for Ms. Heard not to wear makeup?
Yes.
What is this a picture of?
This is Amber and Jody, her publicist, sitting on the bench in the hallway waiting room of the courthouse.
When?
The day that the restraining order was filed.
Do you see any injuries on Ms. Heard?
I do.
Describe what you see.
On her cheekbone, right cheekbone, is a bruise.
And how long after May 21st was this, approximately?
I don't know. I don't remember.
A matter of days, weeks?
Less than a week.
Did you ever see any makeup artist paint on this bruise? Put a fake bruise on Ms. Heard's face?
No.
Can you please pull up Pennington 1295, please? And before we do, does this picture fairly and accurately depict Ms. Heard's condition the morning or the day she applied for the domestic violence restraining order?
Yes.
Do you know whether you took this picture?
To the best of my recollection, I took that.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you the same thing about this next picture, 1295.
To the best of my recollection, I took that.
And does that fairly and accurately depict Ms. Heard's condition on that morning?
Yes.
46 is up.
What is that a picture of?
is Amber at a slate profile in the same courthouse room. Her hair's behind her ear. You can see a picture of a bruise on her cheekbone. She looks like a skeleton.
Did you take this picture?
Yes.
Based on your personal knowledge, is there any truth to the allegation that Amber did this because she's, quote, a gold digger?
No.
Ms. Pennington, you came to understand at some point, at some point, did you learn that Mr. Depp had lost the tip of his finger in Australia?
Yes.
And what is that other way that you learned that Mr. Depp had cut the tip of his finger off?
He showed it to me.
In addition to showing you, how did you learn from Mr. Depp that he had cut off the tip of his own finger?
He told me.
What did he tell you?
He said, I don't remember how he said he cut the tip of his finger off, but while the nurse was dressing it, I wanted to see it. I also had a very small injury on the tip of my finger. And I continued to see it throughout its healing process, but I don't remember how he told me how he cut it off.
But you remember that he told you that he cut it off?
Yes.
Ms. Pennington, I'll finish where we started, which is you've given a number of you've testified a number of times about the events that we talked about today, and I really appreciate you you being here today and talking about these. I know it was tough and it was emotional at times. Is there anything that you would change about any of the testimony that you've given today or previously about any of these events?
No.
And you've done your best every time you've testified about this to tell the full truth about everything that you know, everything that you saw, everything that you heard, everything that you've observed, right?
I have done the very best to tell the absolute truth exactly as I remember it at all of the points of time.
All right. Yes, sir. Your next witness.